Hello, word nerds, and welcome to another episode of the Dictionary hosted by moi, Spencer. In this episode, I'm going to say more words and things. Here we go with the first word, which is the second form of finish. Noun from 1779. Number one, something that completes or perfects. As a couple of sub-definitions, 1a. So it's the idea of something that completes or perfects something. The number 1a, the fine or decorative work required for a building or one of its parts. You're putting the finish on the building. Decorative work. Yeah, it's like, oh, well, the building's done, but it's not quite, doesn't feel finished yet. I think we need to put some decorative work on it to make it really feel finished. So we're going to call that decorative work the finish. 1b. A finishing material used in painting. Maybe certain paints need a coating to protect it or something. I don't deal with the paint, so I don't know, but I've heard of it. 1c. The final treatment or coating of a surface. Woods. Maybe you build a deck in your backyard. You need to put a finish on it to make it sealed up for the weather and other stuff. Just anything needs a coating. I think my skin needs a coating. I need to put a finish on myself. 1d. The taste in the mouth after swallowing a beverage. And the example of the beverage is wine. Ooh, this wine. Going to use a glass for a prop. This wine, it has such a funny finish. It makes me laugh. Ha 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 ha. The finish of that wine does. I don't talk about wine in that way. I know the littlest bit about wine, and it's fine. Wine is fine. Oh, I'm gonna get hit hard from big wine. 2a. The final stage, and the synonym is end. This is the finish, the final stage of the match, of the tournament. 2b. The cause of one's ruin. Oh, that was their finish when they started saying all those ridiculous things. That was their finish. Number 3. The result or product of a finishing process, as in a glossy finish. Some paints have a glossy finish. Some have a matte finish. Is there like glossy, matte, and I know eggshell is in there, but maybe that's something else. I don't know. Number 4. The quality or state of being perfected. Perfected. If something is perfect, it has a finish. Yes. Okay, sure. This podcast clearly has a finish because it's perfect. You can't get any better than this. All right, that was everything for finish. Now the sound effect is going to be brrrrum. We now have finished with an ed. Adjective from 1693. This is marked by the highest quality. The synonym is consummate, as in the example, finished workmanship. That workmanship, when they were making that wooden bench, it was the best, highest quality bench that anybody had ever seen, and so that workmanship was finished. Finished. That's the end of the workmanship. You can't get any better. Finishing school, noun from 1832. Well, what an interesting name for a school, unless you know what it means. What does it mean? It's a private school for girls. That came out funny. A private school for girls that emphasizes cultural studies and prepares students especially for social activities. This is a very, very outdated thing. Are there still finishing schools in the world? Probably. Probably. Um, because it's going to finish them. They're going to be perfect. Is this what they mean by finishing school? I have to assume that it's that idea of making something that's highest quality, of perfection. And so when these girls have finished finishing school, they will know about culture, and they are prepared for social activities like going to fancy dinners and standing up straight and other things and speaking properly to people. But come on. I mean, this is very outdated, and like I just can't. I can't. This is people got to be people. You got to let them be people. You can't force them into what you think is the proper way to be. And I think there's just problems with this. Okay, that's just my opinion. I'm here to say my opinion. You can tell me your opinion if you want. You can email me, leave a Google voice message, whatever you want. And I shall listen. Rom. Next is finish line. Noun from 1899. There were no finishing lines before 1899. It is a line marking the end of a race course. Of course it is. We use this metaphorically too sometimes. Oh, you gotta go reach that finish line. That job that you're doing, there's the finish line up ahead. I don't do races. I just don't. So I've never crossed a finish line. Rum. Now we have finite. Finite. Adjective from the 15th century. Number 1A, having definite or definable limits, as in a finite number of possibilities. There's only a specific amount of ways that you can... Oh, can he come up with an example of something? A finite number of possibilities. There's only a specific number of ways that... I keep on going to Rubik's Cube for some reason, but that is the worst possible. I mean, yes, technically, there's probably a finite number of ways of how it can be mixed up or how you can get the things back in order, but it's such a huge number that it's maybe not the best example. Anyway, we're talking about something that is definable, that you say, oh, there's only 3 ways to do that thing, and so it's finite. It's not infinite. Number 1B, having a limited nature or existence, as in finite beings. All of us living creatures here on Earth in this 3-dimensional, 4-dimensional world of time and space, our physical being is finite. Well, see, this gets into the whole idea of consciousness and soul and living and dead. And okay, so yes, let's just say the body is living, it's working, there's something happening to it, and we are finite beings because at some point it will all die and decay. Oh, this was a great, fun, uplifting topic, wasn't it? Okay, well, I'm just going off of the example that they gave us. Number 2, completely determinable in theory or in fact by counting, measurement, or thought, as in the finite velocity of light. The speed of light cannot go faster than what it is. What is it? 93 million. Oh, we gotta know this. I do know it in my head. There's lyrics to that space song from Monty Python. 900 million miles a second. Is that it? Let's see. This says about 300 million meters per second. What is that in another form, please, and second? Oh, what's this? In the speed of light, 186,000 miles per second. Okay, I think that's... Now this says 670 million miles per hour. Could you imagine if your car could go that fast? It can't. It's finite. Light cannot go faster than that. So that definition was completely completely determinable in theory, or in fact by counting measurement. So we can determine what the speed of light is based on counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Measuring or thinking, thought. Okay, 3A. Less than an arbitrary positive integer and greater than the negative of that integer. An arbitrary positive number less than that or greater than the negative. So I think it's a math term, right? So if you take a random positive integer, a number, 5, and then so less than 5, but greater than the negative of 5. So between -5 and 5, that's finite. Why is that? Math people, tell me if you want. I don't, it's fine. It's whatever. 3B, having a finite number of elements, as in a finite set. There's a set of elements, and there's only that many elements. It's finite. Number 4, of relating to or being a verb or verb form that can function as a predicate or as the initial element of one, and that is limited, as in tense, person, and number. Oh, I need an example for this one. This is a lot of stuff there. A verb or verb form that can function as a predicate or as the initial element of one, and that is limited in tense, person, or number. It's a finite verb. I don't know. This is beyond my knowledge of English grammar stuff. Finite is a noun. Finitely is an adverb. Finiteness is a noun. How much finiteness does something have? Well, it's finite, so it only has a finite amount of finiteness. Well, I think it's just from final, basically. There's not much etymology. So we are going... Anything else to say about finite? I don't think so. I guess we have a finite time in our lives. Back to the whole death thing, because I always like talking about death. We have a finite time here alive on Earth in this form, this energy form, and just a good reminder to there's that adage of live every day like it's your last, and I think to an extent we can do that. I'm going to try to enjoy every day as much as I can. It's hard because I live in a society where I have to have a job and do adult things. But it's a good reminder because our time is limited and it could end at any moment. And that's sucks. But also, I'm kind of curious to see what's on the other side of that. And I'm going to enjoy my time here as much as possible until I can't. And then I'm going to enjoy the next part of life, whatever that is. Finite difference. Noun from 1807. It's one long definition. Is it math? Let's find out. Any of a sequence of differences obtained by incrementing successively the dependent variable of a function by a fixed amount, especially any of such differences obtained from a polynomial function, using successive integral values of its dependent variable. And yes, this is so very much in the math world, and I don't know what it meant. So for you, I shall put a link in the show notes for finite difference, so you can learn more about that if you so choose, and if you don't, you can just ignore it. Okay. Next, we have finitude, or finitude, or just finitude. It's your attitude that can't go beyond a certain level of attitudiness. Noun from 1644, it is finite quality or state. If you are living in a quality or state that is very clearly defined, it's finite, then it is in finitude or finitude. Now we have the fun word fink. F-I-N-K. First form, noun, from 1894. Number one who is disapproved of or is held in contempt. Ooh, I know some people who have the last name Fink, and I feel like that they probably don't appreciate this definition whatsoever. Did they get this last name Fink because an ancestor was disapproved of or was held in contempt? Maybe they were a criminal and the legal system changed their name to Fink. Can you even do that? Maybe you could at a certain point in time. I don't know. Fink. Number two, the synonym is strike breaker. Are we literally talking about when people are going on strike and maybe they cross the line? Like, oh, you're such a Fink crossing the line. You got to stay over here and strike with us because what we're doing is important. It means something. And so you got to be striking. If you go over there, then we're not going to be able to keep this strike up for so much longer. You Fink. I disapprove of you. I am holding you in contempt of court. Number three, the synonym is informer, the second definition of informer. And so, yeah, it's like a rat. They're giving the coppers some information about what you're doing, and you don't like that, so you call them a Fink. You Fink. The origin is unknown. We don't know where this came from, so it's just somebody was like, "Oh, you make me so mad. You're Fink. You Fink," and then it stuck. The second form of Fink is an intransitive verb from circa 1925. It means to turn informer. To turn into a informer, I assume. The synonym is squeal. So yes, if the cops have turned you into an informer and you are squealing, you're giving up all of the information about how many mac and cheese boxes you guys stole, then you got finked. Oh, they finked him. They finked him. He's lost to us now. Next, we have fink out, 2 words. Intransitive verb from 1956. The synonyms are back out and cop out. Oh, okay. So, back out. You're backing out of a thing. You're like, ooh, wait, maybe that's not something that I want to be doing. I'm going to back out of that situation. I'm going to fink out. I'm going to be a fink. I'd rather go be an informer and tell them about all these illegal macaroni and cheese boxes you got. I'm thinking out. Think out. That should be a new sign off. Instead of peace out, I think we should say fink out. Fink out, dummies. Cop out. I wonder if that is related to cops. I don't remember talking about this back in the C's, but you know, there's that's such a cop out answer. You know, it's like it's not. It was not a lot of thought put into it or something, but is it related somehow to being an informer? You're copping out. You're going to the cops. I wonder. We'll never know. Next, we have Finlandization. Finlandization. This is with a capital F. It's the word Finland, but then ization is at the end, but this one has an S. It's the British variation of Finlandization with a Z, and I just think it's very odd and interesting and crazy and weird and fun that the word Finlandization is in here in the first place. What is this? Finlandization with a Z. It is a noun from 1969. A foreign policy of neutrality under the influence of the Soviet Union. Also, the conversion to such a policy. This is very new to me. Finlandize, that is a transitive verb. So, is Finland neutral? I know Switzerland is neutral, so maybe Finland is neutral too. Why isn't it Switzerlandization? Because it was too hard to say. A foreign policy of neutrality under the influence of the Soviet Union. What does that mean exactly? Let's put a link in the show notes for Finlandization, and you can learn all about this policy. We are going through Finlandization. Maybe a country is like, we want to be neutral here, but somehow it's related to the Soviet Union, which of course is not a thing anymore. I think Putin would have something to say about that. Interesting. Okay, next we have Rom. Finn. Capital F-I-N-N. Noun from before the 12th century. Number 1, a member of a people speaking Finnish or a Finnic language. They are a Finn. All the people in Finland, probably. Finland, the country where I quite want to be. Number 2, a native or inhabitant of Finland. But also, I guess technically they don't have to, back to number 1, they don't have to live in Finland. They just have to speak a Finnish specifically, or a Finnic language. I don't know what the other Finnic languages are, but there's some, at least one other one probably. And so those people are Finns. Number 2, B. One who is of Finnish descent. So if your great grandparents came from Finland or was a Finn, you are now a Finn too. I would like to go visit Finland. Finland. I think it would be a very cool place to visit. Seems very beautiful. The people seem cool as well. Hello to all you Finns out there. Okay, so this word is really, I'll just read what it says here. It's from, I guess it's Swedish word Finn, F-I-N-N-E, from Old Swedish, akin to the Old Norse Finnar, which means Finns, from Old English Finnas, and I think it's basically just their word for their stuff, their area, their language, their people. Rom. This is a fun one. Finnin-Hädi. 2 words. The first word is F-I-N-N-A-N. The second word is H-A-D-D-I-E. And I did accidentally see that seems related to Scotland. But before I even saw that, I was thinking, this seems Scottish, right? Finnin-Hädi. That's not how they would probably say it. This is a noun from 1848. It is smoked haddock, called also Finnin haddock, and that's a fish. A haddock is a fish, so they smoke it, and they call it, first they probably called it Finnin haddock, and then they were like, we could just say Finnin Hädi, because why not? Because we add the IE to everything. This is, yes, alternative of, here's another form, Findon haddock, which is from Findon, which is a village in Scotland. I thought maybe it was going to be related to Finland, because maybe they smoke their fish up there. They probably do, but it's not related to Finland at all. It's related to Findon, the village in Scotland where they originated this smoked haddock. So now we have to go to the map. We have to look on the map and type in Findon, Here we go. Findon, Aberdeen, Scotland, UK. Now, yes, they are on the water for sure. There's like a little bit of extra land, but they're like basically right on top of the water. And that's what I guessed, because of course, they're going to be by the water so they can do their stuff. They are in the pretty far northeast portion of the UK. Scotland specifically, they're on the east coast. There's still quite a bit of land up north of them. But they're way on the east over there by Stonehaven and Banchory, West Hill, Inverurie, Old Meldrum, and of course Aberdeen. That is the bigger city in that area. Oh, I want to go to Scotland. Okay, that was Finn and Hattie. Smoked fish. Rum. Next we have Finnic, capital F. Adjective from 1668. I don't know if you can see, but I feel like I have hairs on my beard sticking out, and they're really distracting me. Finnic, number 1, of or relating to the Finns, those Finnish people. Number 2, of, relating to, or constituting the branch of the Finno-Ugric, let's make sure, Finno-Ugric subfamily that includes Finnish, Estonian, and Sami, S-A-M-I. I'm not familiar with that one at all. So the Finno-Ugric subfamily includes Finnish, Estonian, and Sami, and Finnic is just relating to that branch of people. Okay, very interesting. Now we got some more related words. Rom. Finnish with an SH. This is the first form with a capital F. Adjective from 1699. How is Finnic different from Finnish? Maybe it'll say, maybe they're not. Of, relating to, or characteristic of Finland, the Finns, or Finnish, which I think is the second form of Finnish. So it seems like this has broadened the definition compared to Finnic. Finnic was relating to the Finns, but Finnish is relating to the Finns, but also Finland, and also Finnish, which is rom, the second form of Finnish, noun from circa 1845. It is the Finno-Ugric language of the Finns. And now we must talk about this combination of words. Finno-Ugric, but first we have rom, Finno-Ugrian. Finno-Ugrian, capital F-I-N-N-O, hyphen, capital U-G-R-I-A-N. Adjective from 1880. 1880? The synonym is just Finno-Ugric. And Finno-Ugrian is a noun. So let's now finish up. Last word. Here we go. It is the finish of the episode. Rom. Finno-Ugric. Finno-Ugric. Adjective from 1879. Number 1. Of, relating to, or constituting a subfamily of the Uralic family of languages, comprising various languages spoken in where? Here's where. Hungary, Lapland, or is it just Lapland? Finland, Estonia, and parts of Western Russia. Oh, languages are there's such a Venn diagram of languages and how they have formed and moved and evolved and changed and how they overlap in all of these countries. I mean, just in this one area. I mean, here, let's bring up the map again so we can see. Okay, let's see. We got Finland. Okay, so when you're looking at the map, I always get confused. There's those three countries that are very long and slender vertical. And from west to east, the order of them is Norway on the west, Sweden in the middle, and then Finland on the right, on the east side. And then to the east of Finland is Russia. It's just way over there. All that's Russia. But right below Finland, on the other side of the water, is Estonia. So they're very close. And, there's this peninsula of water. And so at some point, they were probably literally connected. We got Latvia right below there. And so what were all of these countries? Hungary, though. Hungary is quite a bit further down. That one's kind of weird. But I guess it's connected. Lapland. Where is Lapland? Is it still a thing anymore? We can type that in and find out where Lapland is. I mean, I've heard of it, but I don't know. Lapland, Finland. Is it a portion of Finland? Whoa, it's way up north. Yes, it looks like it's a region of Finland. Okay. And then what else we got? Estonia. We talked about Estonia and parts of Western Russia, which is the part that borders Finland. And so, yes, of course, all the languages are going to be similar in that area. It's the Finnish Finno-Ugric. Now, Ugric, ooh, I think I just spit a little bit. Where does the Ugric part? Is it this word Uralic? Oh, I don't know where this Ugric part comes in. I am sorry. Let's put another link in the show notes for Finno-Ugric and all of that fancy stuff. Okay. Oh, Finno-Ugric is also a noun. Oh, wait, I missed number 2. Of or relating to any of the peoples speaking Finno-Ugric languages. There you go. We just had to finish it up. No etymology, so we're going to pick a word of the episode today. We had finish, finished, finishing school, finish line, finite, finite difference, finitude, fink, fink out, finlandization, Finninhatty, Finnic, Finnish, Finno-Ugrian, and Finno-Ugric. Let's pick fink as the word of the episode. Spencer's being such a fink. We don't really like him, he's such a fink. What does he think about being a fink? I don't really like it. That's it for that part of the show, and now I'm going to tell you about another movie that I watched. Infested. Infested is a French horror movie about spiders. Oh, wow. I mean, okay, yes, it gets ridiculous and crazy, and that's the point. But, it's fun, and blah, didn't care for the spiders. I had the willies more in this movie than I've had in a while, and I didn't care for that, but I did like the movie. It's fun. Those French know how to make a horror movie. It's just fun. I mean, they got infested for sure. Okay, that's it. That's the end of the episode. You can't get any more out of me today, so you're just going to have to wait until the next episode. Please, go back to the beginning of the show. Start from the beginning and check them all out. Write a review, share this, subscribe, send me an email, do the social media thing, watch everything, listen to everything, do all the stuff. Okay, this has been Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye. Fink out.